We're actually going live here. So the final match of the semifinals is about to get underway here. Team France over on your Survivor half, with of course the SI being held by Team ECLIP5E. We did a roster rundown a little while ago. So yeah, let's see what this first attack holds for us. It will be a Splitter, Smoker, Charger, and a Jockey. So a nasty 3-1 with a potential for a death charge. France will go ahead and take the roof right away. Smoker, Charger climbing up the fence all together. The Charger does get level. Smoker shut down. Jockey lands for a brief second. But that will be the attack up and over with, and virtually no damage. I mean, there are 9 points of damage on the board, and it's mainly on Toph.
Reloading. Dude, I don't think the Charger even connected that charge either.
I'm reloading.
I think he did, but he got killed off immediately upon connecting. And tank will be up in the hands of Dawkins, actually.
So first tank of the map of the game this time in Dawkins' hands. This will be interesting. I believe it was Ramirez last time around, was it not? For Team ECLIP5E.
It looks like Dawkins is going to opt to actually get that car into play that was behind him, so he's going to go ahead and hit it forward. It does actually fall on the forward side of the track trailer here, and the scout is already picking away at him, landing 2 shots, dropping him to 5700. Smoker, Charger looking to make something happen here. Smoker can't find a target, as he just said. Charger going to instantly level up. That Jockey does latch onto one of the survivors down below. Actually, once again, it being Toph. So Toph's just being a punching bag right now.
Well, this Jockey landed for so long. Look how much damage went in on Toph there. Took a very long time to clear. Tank didn't really take any chip as a result. He's taken 1 extra bullet from the scout as he moves around to the building. But he does have his cars in play. He's not getting chips, so he's in a pretty good position. But I imagine we'll probably see this tank do what the previous tanks have done, and that's near enough, you know, get into position, get as close as you can, and then just go straight for the commit. He's already on second as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you let any tank get down to really 3,000 HP, he's going to die the moment he commits. So here goes Dawkins, though, pushing a car in towards the survivors. In a little bit of an awkward position, though, but he does actually manage to get out on the roof, and it almost connects on the Nick there. Very well played there by Nick, backing away from it, barely skinning him. And this tank's going to go ahead and actually push L's back off the roof, hits him across the parking lot. Double, triple boom actually landing on 2-3 survivors. Death punch on to Nick! What?
Nick goes skiing.
He went sliding off the stairs. Tank lands another punch on the coach, and this is just going south for Team France so fast. Not to mention they were 2,800 down coming into this game, and Rochelle goes towards the docks. Looks like she wants to fight the tank with a katana, but she will go ahead and just jump off. What a punch by Dawkins. Kenem went surfing.
Wow, poor Nick, man. He bounced off the roof, he bounced off the dock, and then just flew. Hopefully that Ramirez guy who plays for ECLIP5E is taking notes here. That's how you PZ someone and secure the death.
That was absolutely insane. The way Nick screamed at the very end after he hit the staircase, he could feel the very near death of him.
Well, a very solid opening for Team ECLIP5E on the away server as well. I mean, Dawkins got so unlucky. I thought the tank was, you know, up the creek without a paddle when that car was so close to hitting 3 separate survivors on the first hit.
Yeah, I'm actually... I'm good.
We had the benefit of, you know, that PZ punch going out. Good separation initial punch on Ellis. It put him so far away from his team. And the follow-up PZ punch then just to watch Nick and hear Nick scream as he went to his death was just perfect.
Dude, I'm actually really surprised that initial car actually didn't end up connecting with. With that being said, we are going live here once again with the second half. Thank you guys once again very much for tuning in. You're watching Team France take on Team ECLIP5E. France did get wiped on their first half of the survivor rounds, but attack is coming in now. Charger looking for a death charge here on Alice. Will actually whiff it. Jockey, Smoker making their way from the front. Smoker does land. Jockey getting killed off immediately, and Dawkins will take a little bit of damage there, and a little bit of spit going on to Nick there as he walked through at the end.
Yeah, we see about roughly the same amount of damage, perhaps 1 or 2 points more. Tank is moments away from triggering. First tank of this game for Team France will be up in the hands of... Razor. Or Razzle, as he is now being known. Razzle is going to push his car in. Once again, first initial hit of the car by Team France's tank, straight over the roof of the building, straight into play. SIR position, Boomer spawn below, does get a manage to get a single boom in on Rochelle, does not get the second on code. There is a Charger and a Jockey though, looking to position almost for a death charge. But it seems that the SI will hold the spawns as the tank is instantly committed. He's already down to 4.5k. He is getting
tank
railed.
doing?
I don't know, he's down to 3k. Dusty going to work with that scout. Tank misses the opening car hit, misses the follow-up car hit. Survivors are just mauling him. If you have a Smoker, Charger and Jockey up for support, it is coming now, but this tank is on death's doorstep. Jockey's been M2'd and shut down. Charger is coming in from behind. Tank does have a corner in on Nick while Rochelle is smoked. Rochelle has now been cleared. Nick is still up and running. This tank is behind his car, and he has less than 1,000. Oh, Ramirez catches it! The bullshit Honda strikes!
Indeed it does, and that will signal the death of the tank once again in the hands of Razor. Beautiful car hit at the very end, and he also got a couple punches onto Dusty there as he chased him around the parking lot. But that once again, that will be the end of it, and obviously that wasn't the wipe that would have duplicated the beginning half results. So Team France is definitely in dire straits right now. I mean, coming into this second game, they're already 2,800 points down on Team Eclipse. Eclipse had a very good home game for them, but actually double cap happening in the back. As I mentioned, one boomer did land up front. Jockey and Smoker did do quite a bit of damage to the survivors in the back or backfield. And with the spit clearing, that will allow them to actually push up the ladder here over the camper, and they're going to make their way forward in the map. They're probably going to hit another 3 or 4 hits, at least in the remaining of this map. But Team France, they need wipes. Like we mentioned, we were talking before this cast even began, and we were really saying if Team France wants to claw back 2,800 points, they need to basically wipe Team Eclipse and then make every single safe room with health bonus.
Team France basically needs 500 points per map on Team Eclipse in order to make the comeback. We do see a hit going in, however, though. Boomer does land on one. Charger does get instantly leveled, but the Hunter does land on Ramirez for a couple of extra 6. Spit does not land on anything as a result. That's going to be another set of pills committed. And for that tank fight, really, really last good car hit. Purely just for the recovery basis, because, I mean, that tank, he was really in trouble. I mean, he got a couple of punches in on Nick, which was good, but he wasn't going to get the down on him. And that follow-up in-gap on Ramirez with a bullshit Honda hit was perfect. We do have a witch crawling up. Well, she's not really crawling anyway, she's sitting there and crying. The jockey does land in front, the Charger is going ham with a fit. Scout does go through, get the clear. Do have a Smoker now pulling the Scout, and 3 survivors, boom. Are we going to see a repeat of the Dawkins crown? Although Dawkins is bonus this time, he's not going to run for this. He's going for it. Knock does run in there, and does get the crown with bonus. Brave man. Especially considering he gets a 220 ping.
Yeah, that I was about to mention that. Knock, it's interesting they actually opted to play him. I mean, I believe he is one of their starters as well. But it's just interesting to see him decide to play him over another NA player because, once again, he is from South America. So it's not exactly the best ping for him. You know, if they got someone from the East Coast or even, like, you know, Chicago or something to play in this game, obviously they would have that better ping advantage. But regardless, Eclipse has decided to go this route, and it's actually working out really well thus far. Charger does go and pre-spawn on the opposite side of the safe room as the survivors just cross. Hunter landing on Alice inside the safe room. Charger does whiff, but the spit going down outside the safe room door will actually keep the stars away from that clear for a little bit. But beautiful shot by Dusty with the scope will get that Hunter right off of Alice with one shot, and they'll walk away in the safe room with actually a really respectable health bonus. It's going to be actually 304, so it's going to put them at a score of 704 to 75. Once again, Team France definitely in the lead here. Or not Team France, Team Eclipse.
Well, that was smart play by Eclipse right there, learning from their mistake of the previous map. They did not run right into the safe room like lunatics, get too locked outside and end up taking 2 in-caps as a result. They just left Ramirez, who wasn't bonus, out there. But, I mean, he does still count for the damage bonus because he had gone down already. But they just kind of left him out there to eat the attack while they cleared all the important SI and preserved what they had of Perm. So, solid start for Eclipse once again. A bit of a shaky one for Team France. Still a lot of ground to cover up, and that gap is just getting bigger and bigger. What was 2,800 points is now 3,500.
Yeah, Team France needs to stop this bleeding, because now, I mean, how much do they have to make back per map? 900? Something,
they have to
4
make
maps?
Yeah, they have to make back about 900 points a map.
That is...
And that's not taking into account any distance Eclipse makes without like a 1% tank spawn every map.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, if we're going to see the same tank spawns that we saw in the last map, because Visor's actually setting the spawns, they weren't exactly early tanks. They were pretty late.
I know they were pretty... Like, most of the tanks were midway, if memory serves me. Like, map 3 was very late. Map 3 was about 80%. But the rest of the tanks were around 40 to 60%, so that's not too bad. But I mean, we saw what Eclipse can do with that amount of distance. I mean, to go into this game 2,800 points ahead of your opponents, it's got to put you in a pretty comfortable position, both mentally and, I guess, the terms of preparation you'd feel would be sufficient going into this game. So it's quite a mountain for Team France, but the best thing is they don't seem that disheartened about it. And as I say that, the round is indeed going live. So
something
opening hit. Carry on.
I was going to say something that I should actually point out is before this game was actually going to go live, there was about an hour between the two games, the end of the first and the start of the beginning, or the second one. And actually, Team Eclipse were all inside of a German server. I think they were 2v2ing. So they're not taking it lightly at all. But with that being said, Jockey does bring one server outside of safe from that being Ellis. And it looks like the other SI haven't spotted just yet. But now you have the Charger spot with the safe from. He's getting chipped down very heavily. Scope as well taking out the Smoker. And that looks like it's going to be the entire attack almost completely dealt with. This Charger not having any luck. Justifier does go for Nick. Lands a singular punch, but then gets cut down by the axe of Nick. And Dusty just going to work with everything. But yeah, he, once again, they did some 2v2, 1v1s. So they're not taking it lightly. They're here to play. They, conditioned themselves right before the match for the ping. They got used to the feel of it. And, it's not like it's going to be a walk in the park for them on this ping, but they're making the most of it.
Well, we do have the next attack up for the SI. It is going to be a 2-2, though, unfortunately. The worst 2-2 in competitive Left 4 Dead history. It is going to be a Jockey, Spit, a Boomer, and a Smoker. Not really what Team France wanted. Tank just around the corner as well. If this hit gets cleared relatively quickly, that's going to give Eclipse the opportunity to just push forward into Tank. Boomer does whiff, unfortunately. The rest of the SI coming from behind. Smoke has been already picked. Jockey been M2'd once, twice, shut down. Spitter gets nothing. Team Eclipse are going to be able to take this tank much further forward. They could really pressure it right now. But it doesn't look like they're going to bother. I'm really surprised, actually, that they didn't just run straight into that tank. I mean, he was in a pretty bad place. It's no SI support. But it looks like they're going to choose to take it back this way for a change.
Yeah, I mean, they could have pushed forward. I think the tank would have been very easily, or have a very easy time of getting out of there, though. He was pretty much right by the ramp to actually come up into the building here. But yeah, so tank's going to be up in the hands of Toph here for Team France. We don't have war rooms for either team. So, actually, he got wallbanged there for 10 damage, and he actually falls through the gap in the floor.
That's bad. That's going to cost him his first pass. He's already down to 40% frustration. He's going to reposition himself and go all the way back around. So that is definitely first pass gone. We're pretty much going to see an instant commit coming up here. They do have the Boomer, though. I do find the Boomer works really well in EQ with, without the tank slowdown as well. You do have the added benefit. Tank is going to instantly commit. Boomer does get a single boom in on Ellis in the back. But this tank is getting mauled. He does have his corner, but he's getting picked off by 3 survivors in the back. The SI support has not come in yet. He does get it down. Smoke comes in, gets instantly self-cleared by Rochelle. Tank has a second down in on a boom survivor being Ellis. Charger whips his charge. Tank is down to 1000 HP. There's still 2 survivors up. Tank is going ham city with a fist, but he gets taken out. And the Charger is down. That's going to be the tank dead. 2 full end caps, so pretty solid tank fight. But still, that's more distance that Eclipse can make up.
Yeah, it's definitely not the whip they need. There is a tri-boom going out onto Nick, Rochelle, and Ellis, though. So that will draw a little bit of horde in here, though. But since Dusty has that melee, he's just going to stand up front and go ahead and kill off the common as they make their way in around the corner. And that's a tank dead for Team France. And really, they can't let this happen. Like, they have to get some sort of one-of-a-kind, pull a trick out of their sleeve or something here, because they need to stop the distance points. They need to stop Eclipse at every single tank in the game, if not before it. But once again, Eclipse not a low-level team by any means. They're very, very well trained, very high skilled, and they're not going to be put down that easily. And in Team France, I mean, it's good they opted to play this game, but they got to put on a better presentation. This attack going in, tri-cap somewhat landing, except for the Hunter and Charger both went on top of Ellis. Ellis is going to go ahead and run forward though, try and get the clear on Rochelle, but that Jockey is taking her way far away into the sugar mill up ahead, and that's going to be probably an incap in the ram. Actually, no, Ellis gets it clear.
That doesn't get the clear, but unfortunately for LSA, not only did he catch the Hunter in spit and the charge on top of it, he also got the double get up because the Hunter landed on top of the Charger just after the clear went in. I've been sent a message because I'm popular.
I can tell.
Yeah, Eclipse, certainly not a team to be trifled with. They've had a very strong and very solid showing every match they've had of this tournament thus far. I don't think I've seen like a particularly shaky match in them, involving them anyway. There's a Hunter going for a damage bounce. This is going to be audacious with Dusty and that scouting hand. There goes that Hunter I was talking about. Defeated by Ramirez, but we'll give full credit to Dusty on the premise that Ramirez is terrible.
Oh, Ram. But yeah, so we'll see Eclipse push away into the side shop here, looking for some pills. They will land a singular boom onto Rochelle, though, and Spit going down to delay survivors inside there a little bit longer. But that was an iffy sack, because I think that's going to give them enough time to actually push up the staircase here if they wanted to with only 2 spawns up. But they're actually being really slow to move for some reason.
Well, they did need to restock on ammo. I guess they do have the optimal SI, you know, obviously minus the charger, they do have the jockey and the smoker to stop them if Eclipse were to sort of preemptively rush this choke. They do now, of course, have a Hunter, no charger again, but they do have more than enough to stumble. Hunter is jumping around looking for that cap, jockey's coming in right behind him. Hunter does get the cap, jockey's going scrap, jockey's now turn focus to Rochelle, gets Rochelle, that's going to be 2 in caps. Nope, Rochelle does not get ledge up. The coach does indeed go down to the Hunter in the spit.
Yeah, good clear by Dawkins getting that jockey off of Rochelle's face at the very last second. She was actually on the little border there separating, I should say, the lip of the ledge. And yeah, so they're going to go ahead and push that event button. Dusty's still sitting high and pretty here with the green health. It's really strange because normally you don't see the scopes actually holding their health because all the SI kind of try and dogpile them and put them down really quick. But Dusty has a really good positioning, it seems. He's just able to keep that health bonus up when the rest of his team is taking the attacks, and then he clears the SI as quickly as they get on the survivors. So another attack coming in from the right side. Oh, God.
Carry on. Smoker does get instantly picked. Jockey does land momentarily on Ellis and get taken out. Charger once again getting shredded before he gets in, and the Spitter gets nothing. But sort of to wrap around what you were saying a bit, Dusty's positioning is, within Eclipse, tremendous. He's always in the middle of the pack. Even if he's not carrying any bonus, he's never at the back, he's never too far up in front. He's either the second man or he's the third man. And as a result, it just allows his team to catch all the caps.
Oh, Ellis, what?
Oh, Ellis!
Ellis died! They closed the door too quickly and he got stuck in the little glitch where it like comes down your head. And even Nick is actually stuck above the elevator. What?
What the hell?
Did they break the elevator? Nick's outside the elevator! What?
Let him get down!
What? What? I'm so confused. How are they gonna get down? What?
Get down, they die.
There's no way. There's no way. Wait, can they jump on the shed or will that kill them?
I think it'll kill him. Ramirez is down to 1 HP at the bottom. There's a charger.
Oh, he kept himself.
Yes. They can pick him up.
Oh,
Dawkins is dead.
Oh my God!
Oh no, the charger!
Please don't let it end. Visor's saying restart this chapter.
This is the best thing to happen to competitive Left 4 Dead ever.
What just happened? Ellis got stuck on the outside of the elevator when it closed. Nick went through the elevator and got stuck up on top of it and then teleported backwards. What?
Oh, that was brilliant.
Oh my God. Oh shit.
That was... The hell was that?
Oh my God, my stomach hurts. Holy crap.
Okay, so, Left 4 Dead 2, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. If you've just joined us, bullshit just unfolded in mass proportions. So that was an interesting take.
Oh, and Visor's telling them to actually restart the rounds.
That was pretty batshit. I mean, yes, Razzle did try for the smoke out of the elevator.
Yeah, but he didn't land the smoke. Ellis just got
didn't
caught
land
out.
The smoke, no. He was just
Ellis was like
bullshit that
standing there and
unfolded.
it just closed on him. Oh, that was good. You know when you cry, it's good.
Oh, well, we are going live. Doesn't look like a restart is going to happen, I don't think, unless Visor can do it. But it doesn't look like it. It looks like Team Eclipse are prepared to just carry on. I mean, they do have a pretty substantial lead, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, even with that, even though they did wipe, I think that's the only time they've actually wiped in this entire campaign so far. I mean, from both both games so far. But yeah,
They
so
have indeed made safe from every other one.
maybe not all together because I know Dawkins died in the finale of the last one. But attack makes his way in. Oh,
Charger whips. Jockey, dead.
everything shut down.
Almost. Smoker got something. Spinner's got. Smoker's dead. Clear.
Indeed, that will be the first hit up and down. They do have the Witch actually spawning up right outside of this building, actually next to the garage up ahead. So they will have one of their shotguns. Probably Coach go ahead and take the lead here and look for that crown. Indeed he will. Gonna run right up to her, gets that shot on her, 1,000 damage, dead Witch. Good times. Interesting point, there is no 20 points in this. It is Equilibrium, it's not Pro Mod. Promod is known for giving that 20 points for the Witch. But Boomer spawning up above their heads doesn't get a singular boom, and I wonder if they're going to hold the rest of the hit. The Jockey does pre-spawn, though, along with the Spitter, and the Charger as well look for a spawn up top, but it looks like they might end up just holding this. Jockey makes his way into the side room, looking to pry, hide, and just save it out, and yeah, it looks like they're going to hold this.
Well, they could prevent the push from Team France by holding these 2 spawns. I mean, even if they start up and run into the tank, you know, they have 2 spawns, well 3 now to collapse in, and they do get rid of the Jockey. But I believe that is because Ramirez is becoming the tank. He is indeed, so Ramirez is up. Tank's in his hand. He looks like he's going to do the same as the previous tank. Reposition himself, go around the back, come out to the window. SI once again choosing to keep their Boomer. What are you feeling here, Kiss Me? What do you feel the premises is if, you know, Eclipse managed to get the wipe here?
Oh, you mean Team France? Oh, you mean...
Oh,
no, Team Eclipse. Oh, my God. I was looking at
Especially
the
the fact that they usually wipe the surviving team. That's kind of how the sim works.
No, I was reading chat and everything. I love you guys in chat so much. But if Eclipse gets the wipe here, I mean, it's pretty much going to be the same as what it already is. I think Team France is too far behind to actually make this happen. You know, the comeback at that. But regardless, they're going to go and push the tank in here, though. Ram wants that wipe regardless. Boomer not landing on anybody. It's a little bit of a deficit there. He whiffs his first punch onto Coach. Hits the second, though. And he turns his back and goes towards Ellis and Nick. Does actually end up wrapping Ellis up in the corner. Ellis not being able to maneuver his way outside of the corner. And now Nick's going to come up behind him, start shooting him in the back. Tank only has 800 HP left, though. And that's going to be a dead tank. So Team France actually making past the tank with some good HP. Kinham still sitting up in the 90s. Razor down into the 46 range. And then Toph at 67. So they do have quite a bit of permanent left, plus 3 sets of pills to keep Yosh moving quick with them. But once again, health bonus as it stands right now, 823. If they can make it with this health bonus, they'd still be below the quota of what they need every single map.
I'm sorry, but if the Elevate doesn't strike and screw Team France over, I will not be a happy bunny. We do have the SI spawned up though, and they are coming in now. It is going to be a tri-cap with Spit. They're all coming in inside the little house. Charge does with his charge, but the Spit's down. Survivors are all out of it though. The Jockey gets shut down. The Smoke is just kind of like dancing around outside the window.
The Spit actually spreading up on top of the desk there and taking Razor down quite a bit of damage. He does actually get pulled out the back by the Smoker, but self-clears himself, obviously. And good shot there by Razor. And he actually kills the Spitter as well with the shot to the face.
Well, France are in a pretty good position. I mean, making distance is what they need, but I think we kind of established they need at least 900 to 1,000 points every round they make safe. We do see Ramirez spawning up with a boomer, though. He's going to get a nice tri-boom. And I'm not sure whether that will prompt the SI to hit, or whether they're just going to save for this this walkway. They do have a charge. Sorry, they don't have. Yeah, they do have a charger. Let's say they don't have a charger. They have a hunter. They don't have the Smoker. I guess at this point, though, I mean, any damage you can get on the bonus is good. Maybe if not the ledge hang itself, then the charge off for that instant encounter. We are going to see Nick though go balls to the wall and bait this hitter. Ellis currently sitting around in the back. Other 3 survivors on the floor below. Where is the scout? France opting to drop. No, they're not dropping the scout. Rochelle is trying to pick the Jockey through the floor. Jockey does get the land on Ellis though and gets the ledge hang. Jockey gets taken out as he falls to the ground. Hunter is now pre-spawned and that charge is looking to go as well. Spit's going to spawn up, so that delay Spit down on Ellis. And now we wait until the SI get a boomer in 8 seconds. While Ellis screams.
And actually Rochelle's trying to shoot the SI from the ground. But actually Charger coming in, looking for a charge. Does actually land on Rochelle, not taking her all the way outside the sugar mill though. But the Hunter and Charger both landing, getting some good damage. Jockey actually getting another spawn here. Gets meleeed down though by Coach. And that will be the entire attack thwarted there. But not before Team France takes a hefty amount of damage to Toph and Razor. And they will be able to make it to the event here. Let's see if the elevator strikes again. And maybe we'll see a 4-man wipe from it.
Come on, elevator. Come on, Gate of Hell. SI spawns are coming up though. It looks like the hit is up in its entirety. There's going to be a Smoker, Boomer, Spitter, and a Hunter. It's all coming in now. Hunter getting skeeted. Smoker whipping the initial pull. Spit going to go down on Nada as a result. Boomer hasn't found a spawn yet, and the Smoker has now been picked. Boomer with an audacious spawn above. He does carry his way in there. Gets popped on one survivor, that being Nick.
Reloading.
And they seem fine. The elevator's almost here. Let's see, should it slam shut? Who's it going to guillotine this time? Taking bets.
That was the greatest elevator ever. What I want to know is though, why was Nick why? How did Nick get stuck on top of the elevator? Like he just didn't
he
go
was
down
trying
with
to pick
it.
Ellis up.
Oh, I can see that. Okay, but they do actually all make it inside. Watch them all get stuck on top of it.
Anyone else feel like crap right now?
Oh, they made it. Here comes the bullshit scratch.
Oh, Rochelle eating a 8 damage punch to the face by the hands of the Charger. But they do
Charger
make it in
got
the
3 of
later.
them.
He got 3?
It's a multi-punch.
Oh, I thought I only got Rochelle.
You see the spit going out. Rochelle rushes out just outside. They do have the Charger up. There's a Hunter jumping around and a Jockey up in Ghost as well. They're really banking to get the Boomer. They're not going to get it before they get out of the hill, but I guess priority 1 right now is capitalize on that Scout. If the Charger can get hold of the Scout just to stop them quick clears, that will really benefit. The Jockey and Charger really have to work really well in tandem to get the separation. Although Dusty, oh, he's going to get to the spinner. Who do you blame for this? Thanks, Visor?
But it looks like the attack is going to make his way in, though. Hunter, Jockey making the way in. Jockey does land. Charger actually taking Ellis across the field up against one of the iron girders, separating the crops from the crops. And, yeah. They will be
Crops
up.
from the crops.
Pretty much. I don't know. All right, these plants are
watering
completely the
system.
same. These plants are completely the same. Are they watering systems?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was just some sort of like separator or something, okay? It's a watering system, guys, okay? We figured it out. History of hard rain confirmed. Anyway, Hunter running and getting a couple scratches here on this route as making way in the safe room. Smoker does get picked off there at the last second. Ellis finding a set of pills. We'll go ahead and walk into the safe room with them. Boomer looking for a rocket boom, not going to find it. And that will be the round for Team France. They make a safe room, all 4 of them, all together. And they will finish with 256 health bonus, giving them a grand total score for the map of 931 to 1203. So they are still down quite a bit, obviously, and in the grand scheme of things, they need to pull off like 1,200 point rounds.
Another 3. They need another 3 rounds of that. Basically, they're just on the borderline of being under for points that they need every map to make up the distance that Eclipse ahead.
Yeah. So they got a long way to go.
Wasn't this the map with the 80% tank spawn as well?
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty late.
Let's hit it.
It's a horridly late tank, which works in Eclipse's favour because it gives them quite a bit of distance, providing, of course, they don't catch a death charge at the elevator.
And yeah, once again, guys, thank you guys very much for tuning in so far. You guys are watching the EQC4 Cup number 4, the final EQ Cup that will be seen in the game. And you're watching game 2 of 2, Team France taking on Team Eclipse. And Eclipse coming to this game had a 2,800 point lead, and as it stands right now, they're up by another 270 approximately. So quite the difference. Or is it 170? 170. No, 270. I was right first time.
I spec cut ain't working.
Mine is.
Get out of the queue!
It's working, it's okay, I fixed it. Brilliant. So we do see the hit go out, just a spitter sack for now. 2 points of damage, good old free spit, and it looks like they're going to be saving the Smoker, Charger, and the Jockey. So banking on that Boomer in 8 seconds. But Eclipse not wasting any time here. They are halfway to the field.
Indeed, they're not going to
Unfortunately,
waste. Yeah, they're not going to waste that 1 spawn down. They are looking to take it with just 3 spawns. Smoker, Jockey, both finding latches though, and Charger looking to take possibly Smoke Smarter way back into the field. He's actually going to go for some punches here initially, and then takes him across behind the actual planter there, or the bush, I should say. And that Scout's going to have a hard time actually shooting over it because of the visible walls around it. So Ram going to be dropped down into the what? I can't even tell what he was at because he already took his pills. But he's up to 84 now, so I believe he was at 34 HP.
I believe so. And, yeah, I'm not sure if it was invisible walls hindering the Scout clearance there, or the army of common that was currently surrounding him.
One of those 2 things were a factor. I can guarantee you that.
Poor old Dusty being boomed there at the back. He had commons everywhere. The rest of his teammates rushing to get the clear on the Smoker and prevent the Charger going full ham. But Eclipse do make the elevator, but they do take quite a bit of damage in Ramirez there. I mean, all 4 survivors got chipped, but Ramirez obviously taking the brunt of it with the Smoker Charger combo.
You know what? The good news is we didn't see anyone get stuck outside the elevator.
It's the bad news, man. But we could see a death charge here. We do have a Smoker, we do have a Hunter. Smoker gets a pull. Hunter does land as well. Charger is still up. He is peering through that wall. He's lining his shit up. He's looking for it. He's getting chipped. He's in trouble. Survivors are onto him. He charges against the flaming barrel.
It was a good try.
Fight. spite, perhaps?
Spite.
Did he think, fuck this, I'll charge into this and get myself burned to death rather than let them kill me?
You can't kill me. I'm gonna set myself on fire. But yeah, so we will see the survivors continue their way through the map here, moving the way through the wide open area as it is now filled with water. There's not any water slowdown though, so they're moving pretty quickly here. Rochelle is on top of the trailer there, just kind of looking out for the SI on top of the water. I don't even know what to call those, the water tankards. But attack is coming in with that tri-cap though. Smoker does land before getting cleared off. Jockey as well latching onto Rochelle, and that hunter got obliterated upon landing, so I'm not going to count that as land.
Yeah, very quick clears once again by Eclipse. And we will call these silos, friend Kissman.
Fair enough. And we do have a witch actually coming up here.
You know, of all these strangely foreign objects, you know, the watering system, aka the crop versus crop separator, and you know, all these new fangled things that you're learning about, do you have any questions about the Christmas lights that are up in the middle of fucking March?
No, seems pretty natural. Nick goes in for a crown on the witch, does miss it. She's not even getting aggroed though by Nick. She actually is aggroed by someone else on the other side of the wall, and she goes for Alice instead here. Charger actually chest bumping. What?
The witch is going ham, but the tank has been triggered. Tank is up in the hands of Yoshi's belting his first rock. He's not going to get it. But the survivors are common to shit. They're going to run right past the tank. He might commit off this.
Did you just call Yoshi?
And tank is in. Tank gets the just about gets the in-cap on Pope. He's down already, 2,000 HP. He's looking for that corner on Ellis now. Just spreading the love a bit, gets a follow-up punch on Ellis. Nick is going ham, nice double punch. Tank unable to get that corner. Yes, get the final corner. There is a smoke drop, gets a pull in on Rochelle. Nick is gonna get the clear. Tank catches him in the back with a rock, misses the initial punch, and that is going to be the tank dead. But wow, bonus obliterated.
That was actually a really good tank there by Yash. Unfortunately, the SI weren't really able to help him out, though. I thought it was going to be a wipe because of the spawn timers and the horde that they had on them. But unfortunately, SI weren't there to actually, you know, complement the tank at all. So unfortunately, with that lack of support, he's going to be able to be killed off, and the survivors will continue the way through the map here. And once again, that's exactly what they don't need. They need these wipes, and they're just not getting them. Eclipse is just powering through all these tanks and all these hits. But attack coming in. Hunters land on the coach in the back. Jockey is well landing. Charger finding Rochelle inside of the camper, and that's going to be a lot of damage on Star as well. Dusty losing all of his HP, even taking an in-cap, and Nox somehow getting in-capped. I think the spitter scratched him in the back.
The spitter did indeed scratch him in the back. So that's, you know, but still, it's more survivability for Eclipse. They don't really need the bonus, they just want the distance.
Yeah,
any point they get just makes it that much harder for Team France to force a comeback.
Yeah, it's, you know, really unfortunate, but they're just not able to bring things together. And as we mentioned in the previous cast, this is not the Team France that a lot of people will think that they know. It's a different roster than what we are used to seeing from back in time. But Boomer going on, Nick actually knocks him off of the silo, and he will fall into a pipe, and he will be able to quickly reconvene with his team. But the rest of the hit's going to be a Charger, Jockey, and a Smoker here. And it looks like they might go on the ventilation system here as the SAR is trying to cross into the building.
You know, the survivor trying to pick the SI from distance here. Scout is up in front. Jockey is still up, as is the Charger, but the Charger's down to about 250 HP. Jockey roughly about the same. But Eclipse are, of course, bleeding out here. Jockey does land, gets the hang, gets the down. Hunter looking to land. Hunter does get the land. Rochelle goes straight down to the bottom, looking to pick up on Nick. And it looks like they're going to leave those two fend for themselves, as the other two survivors make their way towards the safe room.
Indeed. So Nick and Rochelle will have to go ahead and make their way through the little bit of extra map that they just were forced to run through. And the SI are coming up as well, and they're very split from the other two survivors. So
yeah,
we might see them go on them.
Like the lace. Boomer gets a nice little double boom in the back though. There is a charge up. There's two survivors still holding that in the safe room. Charger gets one fist, misses the charge. Level goes out instead by Ramirez, who then gets smoked and then gets strangled. That is going to be the wipe. Well, two dead for...
No, they're coming back.
Coming back? What? No, leave them.
Coach is coming. Coach ain't leaving this.
Aww. Who's Coach? Dawkins.
Dawkins. And Nox going to send the safe room with his 1 HP.
Can't believe he came back. I would have left Ramirez down there. Oh, the spit misses. Where did the spit go?
Spit actually went towards the safe room. They're looking to get the end cap on it. Knock. Beautiful double charge. Oh, knocking the one survivor down. Nick gonna go ahead and get up in the animation. And Charger kills off the survivor he was on and gets a recharge. What?
See, that's why I would have left him.
now instead of only 2 survivors dying, 3 are dead. And it's pretty much just left with Alice in the safe room here. I think we should start chanting on Knock. We gotta tell him to do it. There's no HP. Yeah, there's no HP. Do it, Knock.
No damage bonus, there's no health
yes,
bonus.
Knock, do it.
Nothing.
Be a hero. Oh, he's going. He's going. Come on, Knock. Don't be a quitter. Do it.
Not ghosting. They know the Hunter.
Oh, no, Hunter!
No. Oh.
Tried. I mean, there was no health bonus.
No, there was no bonus. They made maximum distance on 2 survivors, so still 578 points there for Team Eclipse, which is, you know, always good for them because it's more distance. But, poor Team France. They tried so hard, but I still would have left Ramirez to die. I wouldn't have gone back for him.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't worth it.
I'd still be alive now. I'd still be in the safe room. I'd still be safe. I'd have, I don't know, maybe my 3 bonus or something, providing I didn't bleed out. But I'd happily take that 3 bonus.
And it looks like we will be live here with the second half of the third map. Team France over on the survivors, obviously an Eclipse on the SI. First is going to be a Spitter Jockey Charger and a Smoker for the team of Eclipse. And it looks like they're going to go for a charge into the cornfield. And the Smoker's probably going to go ahead and set up the Charger if possible. They're going to quickly make their way up towards the roof here. Nick trying to get on top of the roof. I believe you actually still can get up there. It's just much harder now.
Sorry, I was insulting people. Mainly Ramirez.
I believe it.
Well, the SI do still have the hit, but they didn't get rid of the Spitter, they still have the Boomer. Sorry, they didn't get rid of the Spitter, they still have it. So they're going for damage here, that seems to be the intention. Survivors though doing a pretty good job of separating themselves and blocking all these spawns. Charger is frantically looking for that spawn right beside the survivors behind this little hedgerow. And he's going to be gifted it in about 2 seconds. Survivors though are just going to run balls to the wall. They make it through the field without taking a hit.
They're
Never mind,
impressive.
hits coming in. Charger does get his charge, but instant get up. Spitter goes down. On nothing. Smoker, momentary pull. Jockey, momentary jog. About 30 odd points of damage going in, but nothing to the level that I imagine Eclipse wanted to obtain from that hit.
Yeah, they just waited too long, and the Team France was too good with blocking the spawns, and that will be them making their way into the elevator here. They might be able to make it to the top and out of the elevator before the spawns can actually fully set up. There's still 6 seconds left on the spawn timers, but it is ticking down very quickly here. And they might actually just eke it out. I think they are gonna.
Boomer's going to come in there and didn't Al-Qaeda himself, but he's just going to bomb it all over the survivors instead, so there's 4 now blind. They do have a Spitter, they do have a Jockey, they do have a charge. Potential death charge. The Jockey is going in, he's going ham. Charger goes in right behind him, goes for the fists instead. Spit goes down. But of course, there is no spit spread in the elevator. This is not Pro Mod 2 point something.
Indeed. So we'll see survivors make their way out of there. Very well taken by Team France. But then again, Team Eclipse also didn't really go for any type of a charge or anything, or even try to utilize the spit. They just went into the elevator. But yeah.
Well, I mean, up until the tank, the only survivor who'd really taken any damage for Eclipse was Ramirez after the field hit. So I mean, the survivors are pretty much in a very similar way. They don't have all the damage bulked on one person like Eclipse did. But I mean, they're in pretty much the same place. We do see a long separation smoke in the back though on the scout. A boom catches Ellis as he goes for the intercept in the clear. Jockey up in front on Rochelle. So there's a good amount of damage going in. Really capitalizing now on separation, and that's where positioning is so important with the scout. Like, Nick was so far at the back there.
Indeed. So we will see survivors continue their way through the map here, though, looking to take the Witch here, who is at the corner up ahead. And they did despawn that Smoker, so they will have that spawn up for the Witch. And if Yosh rounds his corner too rough, the Smoker's going to take him. And Smoker will go and reposition himself around the Witch. The Witch is fully aggro now at 99%. And any little shred of aggro will cause her to just snap on the survivors. So let's see what they can actually do here. Smoker's still just sitting behind her, moving back and forth, so the Scope doesn't have a good shot. And actually, Scope is going to sit up on top of the pipes at the corner. So actually not even to give a, not even take a chance at hitting the Smoker, but Boomer goes in, lands out onto Rochelle. Hunter looking for a DP of sorts, jumping up in the skybox over on the left side of the screen.
Rochelle having a lot of problems with that boom, but she finally gets it. The Witch has now been triggered. Smoker pole goes out, Pounce goes in on Rochelle. Everything's on Rochelle. The Witch is on it too. There's a spit going down on Coach, who is pulled. Rochelle does get cleared, but this Witch, where is she going? Who is she chasing? She finally gets her down. Rochelle goes down just as the tank triggers. Tank is up in the hands of Knock. He's going to go in.
I have no idea which has happened.
Shit happened. Shit hit the fan.
Hey,
I don't know what the witch was doing, where she was going, who she was chasing. She was mad, she was pissed. But surprisingly, Team France managed to get out of there before the tank was able to fall on. And now the tank is taking some chip from the Guardian bullet of that scout. Where is he? I see.
Indeed, Scout is being held by Rochelle, and actually Nox going to have to reclimb the ladder here to make his way back on top of the silos. And it looks like he's going to commit from the opposite side of the wall from where the Scout is, so he doesn't take that early chip. Good play by him. Smoker just throwing the tank out there for a little bit of distraction. Boomer sparring behind the fence. Will actually land a double, triple boom on the survivors. That's going to call on a lot of horde, and Tank's getting burgered now. Knocked down to 1900 HP, down to 1800, but the SI have come in completely, just ravaging the survivors. Double punch coming out from Knock onto them as well. Ellis taking an incap, going to turn his attention over to Coach, gets another punch onto him, causes a second incap, and now goes for the incap on Nick. Will grab it. One more punch to rule it all, and the Charger will steal that glory. But White, regardless, coming out by Team Eclipse. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's mathematically possible at this point.
Oh yeah, it's mathematically possible at this point. But terrific time play there by Knock. I mean, as soon as the survivors kind of took that quad boom, the melees came out. Like I don't think any survivor there was actually wielding a gun at any point. They just unloaded what was left in their clips, switched to the melees, and started going ham on the tank's backside.
What a beautiful boom, though.
Very good boom. Nice, as you said, opening triple boom, and then that proxy for the bath bag, just icing on the cake. And terrific tank play by Knock as well. I mean, it's bad enough he's going to play with such a high ass ping. It's down to 160 now, but it's currently rising back up to its usual 220 standard.
Indeed. So as it stands right now, I believe we're safe with saying it's mathematically impossible, unless there's like 10 points that the gap's sitting at right now. But once Eclipse leaves the safe room, that's going to close that gap out. But I feel safe in saying that we'll be seeing a grand final of Team Eclipse versus Team Helheim.
It is certainly looking that way at the moment. I mean, I don't think it's mathematically impossible yet. It probably is, actually, considering that the whole finale is only worth like, I think it's like 1,800 points, and they were down 2,800 coming into this. But we are going to see a relatively mid-range tank spawn here. I believe it's at about 50%. Opening hit for the SI is going to be a Boomer, Jockey, Spitter, and a Hunt. So 2-2, not too brilliant. It is spawned up though, and it is coming in. Jockey does lash on Rochelle from behind. Boomer waddles himself in, gets himself a nice double boom. Spit goes down on nothing.
And actually, Grizz bringing up that they didn't actually set the tank spawns.
Fools! Hunter's looking for a cap though. He's still trying for it. He's not going to get it.
And regardless, so I'm pretty sure once again, mathematically impossible, so it doesn't really matter about spawns. But Witch is up at the dumpster here, gonna get running around there by, I believe it was Knock. Yeah, it was Knock. So Witch is dealt with, and Suarez will continue to push the way up here. Tank will spawn up at 75% away through the map. I believe they have to go to the house, if I'm not mistaken.
We do see Boomer coming in though. He is going to get popped in 0.9 seconds. Impressive for Ramirez. It's about time he did something worthwhile for his team other than catching hit. We do have a Charger, Spitter, and a Jockey up in front. Jockey does latch though. Scout is trying to clear, does finally get the clear, but the Charger intercepts him. Charger gets cleared mid-charge. Spit goes down on nothing as a result.
Yeah.
And thank God Dragon is in chat to affirm us that it is now mathematically impossible. So it will be a Helheim versus Eclipse grand final.
Congratulations to Team Eclipse. And I mean, Team France will still be playing in the third place match, I believe, if they actually decide to play it out. So that will be between Team Millennium and Team France. And then obviously the grand final will be Team Eclipse versus Team Helheim.
The tank is up in the hands of Quinnan. SI are currently in hot pursuit. There is a Hunter who's just going to die. Boomer does land in the front though on one survivor. There is a smoke looking for a pullback on Ellis, which he does get. The Jockey's coming in for the intercept on Rochelle. Lances the intercept just as the smoker gets cleared. So that will give the survivors the ability to run back. This tank is relatively close though, and it looks like he's going to hit the Honda. Pray for it. Too short. I am upset.
Indeed. So Kingdom's going to keep pushing this car in here for Team France. She's going to try and make some sort of wipe happen here at the very least. Try and finish out this game and this whole match in of itself in some sort of glory. And yeah, let's see what he can make happen. He has 4 or 5 cars sitting here on the street. He's going to start pelting them in one after another. Just hit ricocheting off the telephone pole though. And they're actually placed pretty evenly around the house right now. This car's probably going to go up ahead a little bit. Actually, it hits the cone there. But another car hit goes in, almost connecting on the Nick, but not going to find its mark. looks for a punch on Nick, doesn't find it. Now he's actually going to go ahead and try to corral him, but not going to find it either. They cannot find a hit with this tank as of just yet. This car's actually going to drive the survivors off of the rooftop, and now Ellis in a little bit of a bad positioning. That car hitting the background right above his head, actually. And now he's forced over towards the car. Charger does land on Rochelle and brings it towards the car as well. But this tank is just going ham city with this tank and the cars. And he actually does end up getting a punch onto Ellis there. Beautiful car hit, in-capping Rochelle there. Another car hit! One in-cap on the coach!
Oh, the Honda strike. The tank is down to 154 HP there. There's one survivor up. He's going to be able to get at least 2 pickups. The tank is going to go for the glory car here. It's a miracle car. Or is he going to kill himself with the car? What could be
Possibly.
good? Maybe. Here comes the Honda. Tank down to 77.
And the down survivors are actually still shooting him. I mean, the scout's still out of the picture right now. Dawkins and Ramirez are the 2 survivors that are up. And he's actually hiding from this one down survivor. And that's a jockey onto, I believe that's Nick over on the side of the building there. Coach is back, or Rochelle's back on top of the building. I don't know if it's landed. I believe something has landed on Dawkins, though. Indeed, it's the Hunter, and that will be the round. So they do get the wipe.
You get the wipe indeed. Terrific recovery on that tank there. He was getting kited around so badly. Charger was able to land just beside the tank on Rochelle, which gave him the opportunity to get the in-cap on Ellis, get the follow-up car hit onto Rochelle, and then that final car hit as it rolled up to take out Coach as he got it from the Hunter. It was just perfect for Team France, but it's all for naught at this point, but it's still interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's impossible. I mean, what's the health bonus for this? 800? Yeah, there's no way.
It's impossible. Dragon.
Yeah.
If Dragon says it's impossible, it's impossible.
He did the math. I was just gauging. I was taking a guesstimate.
I got these pills.
I advise against this. If one thing Dragon knows, there's 2 things Dragon knows. One is how to be a very, very forgiving lover, and 2 is how to do mass. But the survivors do rush out of the safe room. Hunter has pre-spawned above, and the Boomer is looking for a spawn just behind the survivors in the safe room, oddly enough, looking for that rocket in. Jockey does now spawn up. Hunter comes in, misses the DP, but gets the cap. Boomer gets a single boom. Jockey has a scrap, and then gets shot in the face with a shrub. Spitter gets taken out, and the witch gets pulled. Ooh, Nick a bit preempted there, gets dumped by the witch, but not scratched, thank God for that. It looks like the witch is on the scout. What the hell?
What? She's in that? What?
What? Witches. Left for dead. Why?
I'm so confused. Wait. Let's walk this through. She shot the witch in the head. I know that. It ran into Kinham, and then it punched Rochelle, but Rochelle took no damage. And then the witch climbed the... What was she climbing? She was just up in midair climbing air. What?
She climbed the bollard and then decided to turn the bollard into a tree as she was climbing. What the actual... Oh, I give up.
I was spectating Kinham, and he just looked up and started shooting the witch. I was like, wait, why is she up in this? Why is she in the air?
I don't know. The hit is spawned though, and it's coming in. Will the hit even come in? Will it just go through the floor? Jockey does land in front, though the scout does get the clear. Charger comes from behind, whiffs the charge. Hunter does land, but gets cleared by the scout. Sorry, the AWP this time. And the Charger will be taken out from range as well.
Ammo here.
Actually, you say game of the year, but this game was actually game of the year for like, what, 2 years or something?
Reloading.
I forget how many awards it got.
It's through awards. I mean, I think it's just more match of the year. There is
Witch of the year.
so much crazy crap happening.
Actually,
Oh my
Boomer,
god, this boom.
yeah,
So
Boomer actually
audacious.
miffing.
Miffing?
No, I was gonna say whiffing, but then you started talking and my mind just shut off.
See, that's a good relationship to have. Every time I speak, you listen. That way we can, synergy's working. That means I get to hear the sound of my own voice when I watch the VOD back, and it's less of you.
I hate
I love me too.
you. Me too.
The SI have, waddled in from a mile away. The Boomer just got popped by the alarm car, and the Smoker was pretty much beside the Boomer when the Boomer got popped, and the Smoker's now here. He's ready to play. Car is currently being worked in by the tank in the hands of Dusty. He's on second pass, so we're going to see a commit very soon. Here comes one Honda, it's going to ricochet straight off the telephone pole. Dusty having very much the same problem he had last time. Oh, that car does go up and over though. No Honda. Here comes the Hondas. No. Come on, I want to see an in-cap with a Honda, damn it. Got fucking 12 of them.
Oh, Dusty not having the easiest time so far. Down to 2,700 HP, just getting absolutely obliterated by the scope. 2,200. He's just getting absolutely railed. 1,800, 1,700. gets one punch on the coach, down to 1,000. Hail Mary car hit, almost hitting Rochelle in the back of the head. Gets another punch on the Nick. Another punch on the Rochelle with the jockey attached to her head. What the hell? What is going on? Another car misses Alice. But that's a dead tank. There's no way this thing is getting anything else. Okay, that's over. The tank hit Rochelle into the jockey, and they both went flying across the map.
It looked like Rochelle just got pile drivered by a jockey.
What
the hell?
I don't know what the hell is going on.
I'm done with this game. Thank God it's almost over.
Oh, one more map.
Boomer does get popped. Something normal happened. The Boomer got popped, and nothing exploded other than the Boomer.
This reminds me of, like, you know how when Dota games go on for too long, they start getting all the graphical errors and bugs and stuff, and like, Storm Spirit's freaking Ball Lightning will just like stay across the entire map and it like glitches out and stuff. That's what this reminds me of, except this game's just in a perpetual state of that.
This game is in a perpetual state of broke. Shit's infected.
Anyway, another attack looking to gear up. It's going to be a Charger coming from the downstairs. Jockey Boomer from that side. Charger does whiff. A nice Tri-Boom landing, though, and the Spit goes down, just dousing the survivors in the Spit. But they will be able to quickly maneuver the way out of it. Jockey's still up, though, in the hands of Dusty. Has a chance of getting a Death Jockey here, though. Does go for it. Doesn't actually land on top, but he does land the bomb onto Rochelle. And that will be the attack over and dealt with. That will probably be safe for him. SI spawns are down for another 2-3 seconds at the max, or at the low end, I should say.
They'll probably get the spawns, but it'll be a hindrance, I imagine. Yeah, Hunter getting instantly skated. Smoker's going to whiff his pop. Spits outside the safe room, so it will give Dusty a chance to get a spawn, but he'll probably get a Boomer just to screw with him. Oh, it's a Charger.
So he can get something here. He gets a spawn, goes in for the charge, whiffing the charge, though. And yeah, they do trigger the alarm, but they're right near the safe room. So they're going to go ahead and walk their way in, close the door, and they will make it with a health bonus of 468. So they take the lead.
Wow.
But still down by 2,800.
In some sense of the word, they take lead. In actual scores of the campaign as it stands, they take the lead.
They're still, what, 2,600 down, though, going into the finale? So
But I think about 30... They're probably further than that behind now.
Really? But the score differential was 2,800, and now they're 200 in the lead. True. So you'd subtract 200.
Yeah, it's probably about the same, actually, as you mentioned. So, still mathematically impossible.
I'm Dragon here. I do math.
I don't. I was going to mention, actually, before all the dumb fuckery kicked off, and that tank just kind of did what it wanted with the jockey. New meta. Would you consider, given that it is EQ, taking a tank at the end of the street this time, as opposed to outside the safe room that they just did? Like, at the very far end of the street? Because you don't have water slowdown anymore. And there's, like, one tree for the SI to spawn behind, or a fence.
I would see that being an okay idea. I mean, but then you gotta think about the cars. Like, he could run down the street, get cars, bring them in, and then you're just surrounded by cars. I feel like that's a very iffy situation. But attack goes in. Jockey, Smoker both landing, and the Charger going Fist City on Rochelle there, dropping Rouser down quite a number. And also, Nick just getting rid by a Jockey in the safe room. What a hit there by Eclipse to start things off as we were talking. And Rouser just getting absolutely pummeled down. I think he was sitting somewhere around like 30 HP once before he popped the pills.
See Supers in the new meta. Oh, we do see a Boomer going in though, isn't it? A single boom. Event has now been triggered. Alarm car wasn't triggered this time either. So Team Fans opted in not to use that. Well, we saw Eclipse use it in the previous game. We do have the bulk of their SI now. There is going to be a Smoker, Charger, and a Spirit positions on the opposite roof as well. Looks like they're going to wait for Ramirez to spawn though. He's up in 2. And he is going to get a jockey, so it is going to be a tri-cap. And it is spawned up, it is coming out. Smoker gets the pull. Ooh, this could possibly be it. No, Charger unable to get the angle for the death charge. So jockey does get one survivor down, but he does get crit. Charger gets an intercept charge, taking Rochelle quite a distance away. And thankfully Rochelle not the scout. But still, good damage nonetheless. Most of Razzle's perm taken.
Indeed. So Rouser's going to have to start popping those sets of pills to stay faster for the remainder of the crescendo. Tank will be coming up here very shortly, probably one more wave of war to go through. And we're not too sure who the tank will be, I believe, unless it told us. I don't think it tells spectators, though.
No, it doesn't. The cycle's reset anyway, they've had 4 tanks.
Yeah, so we don't even know who it's going to be.
Reloading.
It's random. Ooh, it's a lottery. Here's the tank. Tank is up. Dusty. Oh, it's Dusty. guess. Brilliant.
And actually, good positioning spawn there. Actually spawns on the side right next to Strawberries. Double Gap does land with that Hunter Jockey, though, and Jockey's going to bring Rochelle back into the first round safe room. And they're actually down inside the water. Rock goes down into Ellis. I'm surprised he didn't drop on top of that and go for it. I mean, they do have some comments still trickling into the safe room there. But he is taking a bit of chip here, down around 168 damage so far. And let's see what he can make happen here. Still just chucking some rocks at the Strawberries. Another rock landing on Ellis, though. So Ellis not having the best of times here, though, with the luck of these rock destinations.
I guess he didn't commit on the basis that his spawns were still like, sort of 15 seconds away from spawning it. We do see an instant level go out on the charge zone. Another rock landing on Ellis. Dusty has it in for Ellis. Another rock landing on Ellis.
Dusty making some great judgment calls here with these actual rock selections. Gets a rock and a punch on Nick there, but he is getting punched in the back by the knife of Ellis, and I say punch, but it was more like a stab. And he's going to go ahead and actually look for a corner onto Coach there on the roof, but not going to find it. Go ahead and toss another rock towards it. Coach does find it now. Smoker brings him down off the roof, and he actually turns his attention towards the two survivors in the station, but does get cut down in his prime. And Coach will actually be taking an in-cap here over in the corner of the alleyway. Rochelle dealing with that Jockey up front by the cars, and that will be the end of that tank.
Indeed, unfortunately for Team France, they do survive the tank, but they do not have the bonus to make the comeback required. Oh noes!
I don't think they've had the bonus required for the past 2 maps.
Oh well, the important thing is they came back, they played out, they tried.
Indeed.
There was some amusing things to happen in the second part of this game. Some questionable things. The questionable things I believe we should be yelling at Visor for, but things did indeed happen. You see the hit going in there. Boomer does get a single boom. Hunter gets a scratch down. Sorry, that's a Jockey getting a scratch down. He's looking for that second on Code. Is he going to get it? He's not going to go for it. He's running away. What a little bitch.
You don't want it.
Scumbag. How BM is that?
But Razor still looking for that kill on the Jockey. Not going to be able to find it, though. And yeah, Team France is kind of waiting out the rest of the horde here. I wonder if they'll actually be able to make the boat. As it stands, nobody is black and white, so they can offer all to take at least one more end cap here. Toph and Kinnan will go black and white, though, upon that happening. Charger does actually take one survivor back towards the tractor trailer, about to save him. And Smoker also getting pulled onto Ellis down by the cars. Jockey coming up from the rooftop, looking for a pounce on somebody, but he's just end up warping around and actually delaying it a little bit here. Gets a singular scratch onto Renzo before being killed off. But 2 wing caps on the survivors, that's probably going to result with them, I would assume, just leaving them. And yeah, Coach wants out. Coach is running for the boat.
You know who doesn't like boats?
Nope.
Dawkins. Wasn't interested in taking it in the last game. Decided to just hang out on the ledge instead.
Oh. I see where you're going with that. But yeah, it looks like Razor's going to go ahead and opt to agree with Coach here and make her way. Actually, no.
Oh, Coach didn't get it. Coach got taken out as well.
Rochelle actually jumped off of the top of the roof and then capped herself because she had 1 HP. But yeah.
The Charger jumped Coach and just punched him in the face.
So that will be the end of that first half. Obviously, no health bonus coming out there for Team France as they make their way into the safe form. Coach makes his way onto the safe boat. But yeah. It's been a weird cast. I mean, coming into this, it was going to be a weird cast because of the score differential. So,
yeah, they are kind of ahead, ever so slightly, shall we say?
Just a little. But we will be going live here with the final half of the match. Team Eclipse has already secured the win here, and I really wouldn't be surprised if we see Eclipse like fight it on the docks or something, just for shits and giggles. But let's see what Team France decides to do here on their side as well. They could just go happy SI. But regardless, Jockey will make his way in along with the Smoker. Smoker grabbing Coach. Charger getting shut down upon entering the safe room. And that will be the entire attack up and over with around 30 damage coming out from that hit. But that will be all she wrote. And Team Eclipse will make their way up, trigger the alarm car to go along with this event horde and make their way to the rooftop.
Certainly then, an NA strategy. Eclipse on both times in the finale, choosing to set the car alarm off.
Well, it makes sense.
Because it makes sense, yeah. I mean, I think it's because most tanks, like especially on the European side, because this finale isn't really that well played, especially over in Europe. It's kind of like, I guess they just kind of instinctively hit the car with the tank anyway. Because I think every tank in a pod goes, you know, balls to the wall. We are seeing the hit coming in though. Jockey is momentarily riding Michelle. Spit goes down on nothing, but there is a smoker looking to capitalise as well. That is the attack up and dealt with. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense at the end of the day because, as I said before, you get the benefit of being able to hit the alarm car and have the horde trickling in while you have horde trickling in from the events that kind of cancel each other out.
Yeah, so it also, you know, obviously nullifies that chance of you shooting when tank comes up, but that's just, you know, details. And yeah, next attack is going to be a Charger, Hunter, Spitter, and a Boomer once again for Team France. Another good potential for damage with this 2-2. But it's going to come down if they land anything. Hunter getting obliterated. Charger does actually almost fully land, but gets killed off. I swear, these Chargers cannot land for Team France against ECLIPS. Like, ECLIPS is just demolishing them one after another. Like, even if they land, they get killed before they can actually pin the survivor.
I'd put that down to, the tank is up in the hands of Raza, but I'd put that down to Dawkins more than anything else. I mean, if one thing I remember about Dawkins with Polarity was how well they used to focus down charges. I know as soon as he hears the sound, he's looking for him, so it goes, and it shows it works. It preserves such a large amount of bonus, but we do see a hit going in, and it is going to get obliterated though, all minus the smoker that does manage to get a couple of ticks of damage. Going to give Raza the opportunity to revisit himself here, but he's currently being surrounded by the survivors, and with no SI up, the survivors know they can go ham. Pretty audacious rock going up from the sky, but it's not going to get anyone. Tank is currently trying to focus on Nick here, Dusty with a scout in hand. And this tank is just getting destroyed. He's down to 3k. He does have spawns now though. He does whiff his rock, but there's a Hunter and a Jockey jumping around. Hunter is going to get skeeted. Charge is going to spawn on stairwell. Gets the spawn. Gets the charge. Gets the death. Gets the death charge. Adios, Dusty.
Indeed, there goes their main scoper. So now with Dusty down, will they actually be able to still make the boat? They do actually manage to get the kill on the tank. Else running up in his face and killing him off. And Razzler saying mission abort. I think he meant mission complete because they killed off Dusty.
Quitting reliving painful memories from the past round. Catching that death charge.
But yeah, so we'll see only 3 members left here. Dusty changing his name to Eclipse Simi. And it looks like the attack is going to go in, though. Boomer does land on Alice there. The scope has been picked up in the hands of Alice, who is being played by Dawkins. Smoker grabbing onto Rochelle there behind the air, or I should say ventilation system, I guess. So yeah.
So we do see the death of Dusty. We will have the boat arriving very shortly. But are Team ECLIPS going to make it with 3 survivors? Will Dawkins go ledge hang himself?
A little bit of lag.
A little bit indeed. Maybe we're getting DOS right at the very last part.
They just can't let it end cleanly. But Boomer going in does manage to connect onto Coach there. Hunter making his way and gets destroyed out of there. Charger latching on to Knock there, bringing him back towards the tractor trailer. Dawkins will eventually clear him, though, with that scout. And that will be another set of pills being popped there by Knock.
Where is that boat? Here it comes. I can see the fog light. The boat is on its way. SI do have their final set of spawns up. It is going to be a Smoker, Jockey, Boomer, and that final spawn is going to be the Spitter. They do get a single boom. Jockey's already been M2'd and shut down. Smoker's looking for that pole. Spitter's down. Boomer's popped. Smoker gets the pole. M2 clear. Smoker's still alive. Might go for that victory pole. No, he's going for scratches. He's taken out. It's going to be Eclipse making the boat with 3 survivors. End of the match. Finally, congratulations to Team ECLIPS, commiserations to Team France. Final scores, I believe it's about 4,932 to Team France, and about 8,000 something?
No.
Team ECLIPS?
Maybe like 7,000?
I don't know what they had.
It's gotta be in the 7s, yeah. It's like 77 or 7,800 for Team ECLIPS.
Go with 7,800. There's a lot of like shit happening, but nonetheless, great game. Unfortunate for Team France. such a very important, very impressive win for Team Eclipse. They brought their A game and they took it away. The scores certainly show it.